Hi, how are you tonight? My name is Nicole, and I am going to be doing my nighttime skin routine and also talking about PTSD. I was trying to make a video about this, and I found it really awkward talking to the camera. So one of my friends suggested that maybe I just do my skincare routine and talk to the camera about it at the same time. So first of all, I am currently using Elemis Rose Pro Collagen Cleansing Balm. I really love the smell. My favorite is the green fig. This is my second favorite. Also really like the original. The Naked works when you need to like get lipstick and things like that off, but it is not my favorite out of all of them. So one thing with cleansing balms that a lot of people make as a common first mistake, and I've done this as well, is putting it onto a wet face. So I took the cleansing balm and I put it onto my skin dry. Now, as you can see, I have put it everywhere, including over my eyes. If I was wearing mascara with tubing, I would be going like this. I'm not wearing much makeup. I did pop over to the Ulta sale today, so I have a little bit on, but not a lot. Bring it all the way down my neck. Then, after you've got that oil in, you wet your hands, and you're going to bring it on to the cleansing balm, and that is actually going to turn it into a milky emulsion. And so that's what I'm doing right now, is making this into a milky emulsion. All the way down. Get there. Okay. And one of the things that was really amazing to me, I used to be a contact wearer before I got LASIK. Now I'm old, so I have to wear reading glasses, which stinks, but I can bring this over my eyes. Sorry, making a point not to talk when I have a washcloth over my mouth. Now, this was in warm water, but I love the fact that I can bring this over my eyes and open them up, and it doesn't irritate my eyes, which has always been an issue in the past for me. Normally, I would rinse off my washcloth, but running the sink would be loud while I'm trying to do a video, which is why I have gotten them ready. Now again, it's nighttime, so as it is nighttime, I am going to do a double cleanse. If you were younger, or if you have oily skin, I would do your water-based cleanser twice a day and your oil-based just at night. Me, with 50-year-old skin that is dried out, I do just the cleansing balm in the morning and my double cleanse at night. So that's the one time I use a water-based. I'm using the Tatcha rice wash that a friend sent me a sample of, and this is going to be my second time doing it. Last night I stuck it straight on my face, and that was not successful. So then I went and read up. Turns out you need to wet it first, and that is already making a bit of a difference, I can tell. So this is the Tatcha. And that one you probably saw I kept my eyes closed. And the last rinse. So there we go. All nice and clean. Now, I change my washcloths usually once a day. So I use the same one in the morning as I do at night. And I don't normally go through 4 washcloths in one clean. Now, the other thing I do is I take my one from the day before and I have that next to the sink so I can kind of rinse off my hands in between serums and things like that. I also use the compostable, but the disposable wipes to dry off my face after. And I fold this and put it on top of my fridge over here so that I can keep it for later in the day. Next step is the Elemis Dynamic Resurfacing Pads. I absolutely adore these. You can see I'm almost done. This will be my 2nd or 3rd bottle of them. When I started, I was using them twice a day. They say it's about 4 weeks before you notice a difference. For me, I had not been doing good with my skincare for a while, so it took me closer to 6 weeks before I saw a difference. But I used to both here and here have a lot of age spots, and I still have some, and they're very faint, but they're very gone, much less than they used to be. So kind of wipe this over. When you use these pads, you'll notice that one side has a waffling to it, and that is the side that goes against your skin. Make sure you kind of get everywhere. And I always check to make sure that yes, indeed, I did get all of my makeup off, because it would show up on this point if I hadn't. So I'm kind of not always great about going from the top to the bottom, because sometimes it's just easier with other stuff from your face to drag it down. Okay. So now I usually use a fan and have it blowing to kind of help dry, but I don't want to get that on the video. So I was going to talk a little bit about PTSD. And I don't like to waste anything, so I do my forearms and back of my hands as well with the resurfacing pad. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry for a second before the next step and say, so my journey with post-traumatic stress disorder began in June of 2023. I was with friends over Memorial Day weekend. I'd had a traumatic incident happen in February, and I was having to be a caregiver, so I was kind of pushing through everything, all of that, bottling it down. Went away for a weekend with my good friends, relaxed, had a really good night, had a raspberry vodka. We were playing board games and just laughing and having a great time. And the next day I felt like I had the world's worst hangover, and it didn't go away. And all my energy went away. I just was frozen. I wasn't really able to do anything. And so within a week I called my my psychiatric nurse practitioner, and he said he thought I had PTSD and found a trauma therapist for me. So now I'm going to just pause. This is going to be my first time trying this as well. This is the Tatcha Essence. I have been using the Marine by Elemis, but I got a little sample of this and I wanted to give it a try because my skin seems to like the Tatcha as well. I'm finding I have somewhat sensitive skin. It's not as bad as it used to be pre-perimenopause, but it still is not the happiest if I put weird stuff on it. So that with the essence I just patted in, and I'm going to let that dry for a sec before the next step. Okay, so he found me a trauma therapist. We went through the whole entire thing, and it turns out I have complex PTSD. So PTSD is like one event in a short amount of time, and that's what takes a certain amount, like that gets healed a little quicker. Complex PTSD is multiple events that have happened over a long period of time. We have found over the close to 2 years that we've been working together. My first trauma was at the age of 8. And I'm a Gen Xer. I've had a lot of stuff that has happened and I've never really processed it and worked with the trauma. So I've never really had life as a mentally healthy adult, and I'm learning, and it's a big change and it's a big process. So I wanted to share that because there might be some other people who are hitting this age and realizing that, you know, things like watching the Challenger explode in class and having the teacher wheel the TV out of the classroom and then distract all of her kids by going back to math wasn't good for us. So kind of working through those things. Okay, so that was a side tangent. This is the Elemis, where's my glasses? Because I can never remember the exact names. Sorry. This is the Pro Collagen Renewal Serum. This is their retinol alternative because I've never had luck with retinols, though I am going to try them again coming up here just because I have not tried them since my skin has changed. So this is the first thing I am putting on after my essence, and I'm going to pat this in. Now with retinols, I'm going to go here, get this bit between my eyebrows, make sure I get my upper lip, and just pat it all around. Now, this is one of the places where I will then rinse off my hands because, especially if I put anything around my eyes, I do not want to put the retinol that close to my eyes. So, do that. And then I am going to put on my next serum, and then I'll talk again. So this one again, this is a Be Nice. It is, I'm going to totally butcher this, niacinamide serum. Anyway, it plays really, really nice with retinol. I like Sunday Riley a lot. I like the fact that you can flip the lid because skincare has an expiration after it is opened. So anything you can do to stop oxygen from getting into it is a good thing. We're going to rub this in. That's supposed to go up. And I'm just going to get over my arms. And we're going to let that dry. And I'm going to rinse off my hands again. Okay, so PTSD, complex PTSD, June of 23. So my trauma therapist does EMDR, which is a way of processing. So I talk to her every week. We go through things. I was getting ketamine therapy beforehand for anxiety and depression, so I have kept doing that throughout the process. And then in January, I started treatments. I posted a video just the other day of my 4th treatment, which is these shots that I get in the back of, injections in the back of my neck that are helping to calm down my amygdala. So it's kind of stopping the fight, flight, or freeze. And I tend to be a freeze person. Because of PTSD, we'd gotten to a point and it was still kind of a problem. So we were starting to talk about getting this thing called a stellate ganglion nerve block. And that's an injection that goes in through the front of your neck. It has a lot more risks with it. They aren't quite sure how it works. And I ended up talking to this doctor and he said, hey, there's a study going on and it's supposed to be an alternative and it's safer and it's actually showing having better results. So I was like, sign me up, let's do that one and see if I get approved. And I did. And the nice thing with that is it's also, I don't have to pay for that. So I think I have one more treatment and then I get them as needed for a year. It was amazing. I had the first one in January, and basically with the PTSD, I've been having cortisone and adrenaline just pumping through my system all the time. So I was like on hyperspeed. And I had that, and it was suddenly, it stopped. Everything was calm and quiet. The world was slow. And it seemed like I was watching a movie in slow motion. I actually didn't feel safe driving for 2 weeks. That first treatment was really, really weird, but good. And since then, I'm like noticing that I used to have a lot of anxiety with moments of calm. Now that I've been having this treatment, I have calm with moments of anxiety. But the first time something happened that triggered that fight, flight, or flight, because that is a normal fight, flight, or freeze, that is a normal reaction that you're supposed to have. The first time it happened, it really freaked me out, and I thought I thought everything was really bad. But that was because I had had so much calm, so my norm had changed. Things are still seeming a little surreal sometimes, like it seems very slow and quiet, but it seems kind of like a vacation, and I really like it. So I'm really hoping that this is gonna work and stay working. Okay, next step, Elemis Vitality Eye Cream. I use a vitamin C eye cream in the morning because I have really dark pigmentation under my eyes. I've gotten paler as I've gotten older, but I am a quarter combination of Spanish and Mexican. And so I have some dark pigmentation that comes through. The thing I like about the Vitality is that you can take it over your eyelids and everything. So it's not just for the circle of your eye. Normally you would just kind of do this part of the area, but this Vitality cream you can bring everywhere. And then I bring it up here just because this is that deep little bit where brows furrow. Okay, and I'm gonna follow that up with Elemis Pro Collagen Night Cream. The thing I really like about the Pro Collagen Marine line is that it is gentle enough that you can put it all over your face, including your eye area. Because some creams you do not want to bring over your eyes. But this is gentle enough that you can. Now I'm gonna let that soak in, and while I do that, currently I'm using Go Pure. It's the neck firming cream. So I'm gonna put that on next. Because as we get older, that's one of the places it shows. And we're gonna just bring that up and around. Yeah, so I've been getting treated there for a while, and I think that kind of brings us to today. I'll talk about some more details and the processes, things I've learned, the stages. I'd say one thing is the first 3 months of therapy was more about getting me to a safe place where I felt that I could actually start to process it, because I barely remember the summer of 2023. I had shrunk my world really, really small. My safe space, it wasn't even just my bedroom, it was my bed. That's where I felt safe, and that's where I wanted to be pretty much all of the time. And we worked through different coping skills to help me so that I could then be ready to actually start doing some of the processing and get that going. Sorry, I'm checking. I do have one more stage, which is why I'm doing that. And yeah, that's kind of my story with PTSD. I'm going to make some more videos like this if people like them. When I was getting things like found out about the shots and all that, I was really nervous, and I went and I looked it up, looked on YouTube, couldn't find anything. When I started ketamine, same thing. I've found stuff about it, but I didn't find anyone actually getting it done. So that's one of the reasons I wanted to do this, is I just wanted to share so that if someone else is in the same situation, they can have a little less fear and be like, oh, okay, that's what it looks like. That's what's happening. And maybe they can get help, and they maybe won't hesitate quite as long. So, okay, last stage is my Elemis Plumping Pillow Facial. This is, I love these. I have the ones I've used so far is this and Tatcha's Indigo Repair. I have, because I'm a member of FabFitFun, I have an Augustina Spader one on deck, but once you open skincare, it expires in about 6 months. So I'm finishing one of these before I open up that Augustina Spader. And this one is, so my moisturizer I rubbed in. This I am going to pat more on the back. And I have a little mini fridge where I keep skincare. And this is one of the things that lives in the fridge, and it feels so lovely going on nice and cold. I also keep my serums and my eye creams in the fridge. So yeah, so that's just patted on, and then I'll rub and get that in. So that is my nighttime routine tonight. Thank you.